Hi guys, and thanks for joining me for this Yoga Sizzle video. In this video we're going to give things a bit of a change of direction. A bit of a 3D flow, not three-dimensional because that's what we are, but also directional. So we'll be up, down, side to side, and moving front to back. So, do your best, make sure you enjoy and feel comfortable in what you're doing, and have fun. Let's get started. And come to the mat, onto our bellies. Come all the way down, and then you can rest either hands flat or make some fists and rest your head on top of that. And you let your heels flop out to the side. And just letting yourself breathe. It's a really interesting and nice way to start resting on our belly. We can really observe the rise and fall of the body as we breathe. Noticing the buoyancy of the inhalation that helps to float you up. And observing the sinking sensation as you exhale. So without even doing anything, your body is already being moved by the breath. And now we'll add on more physical movement, leading with the breath. So stretch your arms out long. Let your forehead rest on the floor. Stretch your toes back, making yourself super long. And then on your next inhalation, right arm, left leg float up. Look forward past your fingers, maybe turn your thumb to the sky. And exhale, sink back down. Inhaling the second side, left arm, right leg. Looking forward, the thumb turns up. And sinking down. The first side, inhaling up. Looking forward, turning your thumb. And exhaling down. Second side, inhaling up. And down, letting the breath move your body. The body follows the breath. The inhale starts, your limbs lift and down. Last side, the inhale starts, the limbs lift and bring your hands next to your ribs and pressing up to all fours. And then stacking your wrists underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips, letting your toes point straight back. Now push the floor away with the tops of your toes and the palms of your hands so you really round your back, making yourself look like the angriest cat in town. Look toward your belly button. Squeeze your butt. Next, staying with your hips in this position, keeping your bum toned, inhaling the heart forward. So we're just isolating the movement to the top half of the spine. When we can't take your heart forward anymore, when you can't throw in your collarbones anymore, we'll add on the bottom half of the spine. Slowly feeling your way along the spinal column. And keeping your hips in this position, we'll start with the top half of the spine, tucking the chin. Looking towards your belly button, rounding the upper half of the spine. When you can't round that anymore, you add on the bottom half. Just a little bit of isolation movement, just to connect with the feel of the spine. And then keeping your hips in this position, one more time, taking the heart forward. And when you can't take your heart forward, your gaze forward anymore, you can't broaden the collarbones, and you add on lower half. Keep broadening the collarbones. And then round the top half of the spine. And then rounding the lower half of the spine. And finding your way to neutral. So neutral is not collapsed. Neutral is the ribs lifting away from the floor. Feeling nice and strong. And then we're going to stretch the right leg back, pressing your foot to the wall behind you. I'm not trying to make an imprint. We're going to bend the knee, 90-degree angle at the knee. Then turn your right knee to the right. Squeeze your right knee to your right shoulder, so lift it up high. And then bring your knee to your nose so you push the floor away with your hands around your spine. And then press your leg straight back. Again, bending the knee. Knee to the side. Knee to your shoulder. Knee to your nose or your forehead around your back. And pressing your leg straight back. Bending the knee. Knee to the side. Knee to your shoulder. Knee to your nose. And press back. Last round, and we're going to stop halfway. So bending the knee. Turning your knee. Squeezing your knee to your shoulder. And step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Good. Both hands and the back knee are still in more of our tabletop position, so we haven't come into a long lunge. We're just still keeping it kind of short and contained. Right hand to shoulder. Circle your right elbow forward. Elbow to the sky. Take your hand to the ceiling. And then making some big circles with your right arm. Really letting that movement open up across the front of the chest and back. One more time, reaching all the way up. Pause halfway and turn your thumb to the back of the room, or the back of the mat. And then you're going to bring your right hand, the back of the right hand, towards the left buttocks, maybe the outer left buttocks. And then you're going to straighten your right leg. Inhaling up to the side, so you open across the chest, but keep squeezing your bum, pulling your sit bone underneath. And then curl towards your knee. Inhaling up on the diagonal. And exhaling curl. Inhaling on the diagonal, so the heart comes forward, up to the side, and down towards the knee. And then one more time up on the diagonal, this time taking your hand up towards the sky, circling your hand forward, planting your hand on the inside of the front foot, bending into the front knee. Now here comes trouble, or should I say fun. You lift your right heel. Tuck your right toes. Now tuck your left toes, the back toes. And then taking your right foot off the floor, squeezing your knee into your shoulder, lifting the back knee, and press back, three-legged down dog. Bringing your foot to the floor, lifting your heels up, rolling forward. Bring your knees to the mat. Keep shifting the weight forward, shoulders away from the floor, and come down to your bellies. Stretch your hands straight back, turn your palms down towards the floor. Toes point. And then lifting your shoulders away from the floor. And then peeling from the bottom of the spine to the top. So the bottom of the spine lifts, or the lower ribs try to lift, then the middle of the ribs, and then the top ribs, lifting up. And lowering all the way back down. One more time. So think of lifting the lower ribs away from the floor, squeezing your bum, and the pelvis presses down. And then you keep lifting the lower ribs, and you lift the middle ribs, the upper ribs, the head and shoulders, and coming back towards the floor. Hands next to ribs, push up. You're back in your tabletop position. So the second side, hands and knees, stacked under shoulders and hips, and we press the left leg back. Bend the left knee. Turn to the left. Left shoulder to your nose, round your back, and press the foot back. Bending the knee. Turning your knee out, squeezing your knee to your shoulder, knee to your nose, and press it straight back. One more time, bending your knees to 90 degrees. Turn your knee to the side, knee to your shoulder, knee to your nose, and press straight back. And the last time, this time is where we stop halfway. So bending the knee, turning your knee to the side, knee to your shoulder, and step your foot to the outside of the left hand. Left hand to shoulder. Circle your left elbow forward and up to the sky. And then let your hand follow. And then take your hand back, down, forward. Big circles. Without sinking too much into your hips. You kind of actually want to stay up a little high. One more full round. And then this time, as you take your hand up towards the sky, you're going to turn your thumb to the back of the room. And then bring your hand to the back of the left hand down towards your right buttocks. Straightening the front leg, flexing the foot. We curl down. And then inhaling, curl up on the diagonal. You might like to stay on the flat palm or come up onto fingertips and curl down. Inhaling on the diagonal and curling in. Inhaling up and curling in. And this time as you inhale up, undoing your arm, reaching up, and then you circle your hand forward, bringing your hand to the inside of the front foot, both hands down flat. Now we lift the left heel, so we're on the left tiptoes. And then tucking your right toe so you're ready, picking up your left foot, left knee, or right knee, and stretch back. Good. Three-legged down dog. Bring your foot to the floor. Downward facing dog. Still in down dog, we lift our ribs away from the mat, keeping the spine nice and long. And from here, keep your feet anchored where they are. Walk your hand back. Curling in, head to knee. Softening into your knees, bring the back of your hands together. And as you roll up along the spine, let your wrists roll around each other. Releasing into the wrists. And at the very top, palms touch, lengthen up. And then turn the back of your hands to touch, sinking into your knees, taking your elbows out to the side, and let the wrists touch the crown of your head. And as your wrists press down into the crown of your head, stand firmly into your feet and press up into the wrists, kind of like you're in finishing school, balancing a stack of books on your head. Elbows opening out wide, opening across the chest. Squeezing your bum, sending the hips forward, pulling your ribs in. And then we reach our hands up, turn the palms to touch, sinking into the knees and rolling all the way down. Fingers to floor, head to knee. Eyes forward, heart forward. And walking your hands forward like they're thick, heavy panther paws, walk silently through the jungle. And back in downward facing dog. Lifting your heels up high, rolling forward, high plank. You can keep your knees on the floor or keep them lifted, and we're going to come all the way down to our bellies. Pointing the toes, hands stretch back, palm faces down. And already your shoulders lift away from the floor, your bum squeezes, and then peeling your spine away from the floor. A variation of Shalabhasana, locust, and coming all the way down. Hands next to ribs, pushing up to your tabletop, back to hands and knees. Again, arranging your wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, pointing your toes, and then making sure your toes are pointing straight back and your heels are lifted to the sky and not pointing out or dropping out. We lift the knees just off the floor. And then lower the knees. Take your hands a little further forward, about maybe a hand distance. And again, lift your knees. And you might like to stay here, or begin to take your hips higher, straightening your legs, just noticing what feels appropriate on your ankles. So this is going to give you a bit of an ankle stretch and strengthen them at the same time. Lifting the ribs away from the floor. And then we're going to bring the knees back to the floor. And we'll add on a third variation. So you can either simply lift the knees and stay here, or this time we're going to send the hips forward, straightening our legs forward. Bend a little into your elbows, and then keep pulling your hips forward, and your shoulders open, out and back. Upward facing dog, engaging the back of the legs, hips pulling forward, shoulders open and back, and then come back to your knees. Arranging your hands under shoulders, tucking your toes, downward facing dog. Walking your hands back towards your feet. Head to knee, softening into the knees, back of the hands together, rolling the wrists and roll up along the spine. And at the very top, palms touch, lengthen up. Back of the hands together, Sink into your knees, elbows out to the side, wrist to the top of the head. And then as you push down into your feet to straighten up, you push into the wrists. You use that to lengthen the spine, elbows wide. So the chest feels open, the collarbones are broad, and the muscles around the shoulder blades are working. And then reaching up, palms turn to touch. And we curl all the way down. We're going to start adding more. Eyes forward, heart forward, and walking your panther pose forward to downward facing dog. From here, lifting your heels up high, bending in little into your knees, rolling forward, high plank. Knees could stay on or off the floor. So I'm going to lower my knees for this one. You can keep your legs pointed, or your legs lifted, and then come all the way down to your bellies. Forehead to the floor, hands stretch back, toes stretch back. And shoulders lift a little off the mat. And with an inhalation, we peel the spine away from the floor for buoyancy. And then lowering all the way back down. Hands next to ribs. Press up. Tuck the toes. And taking it back to downward facing dog. So anchoring your hands, anchoring your feet. Lifting the heels a little. Soften the knees a little. And float your right leg up high. Bringing your right knee to your right shoulder. And stepping your foot to the outside of your right hand. Lower the left knee to the floor. Point your left toes. And we start by circling the right arm forward, up and back, looking toward your left toes. And then inhaling the hand all the way up, forward. This time make a fist with your hand. And then pull the fist in toward your belly as you push away with your left hand. So it's like a single-handed push-up. And we repeat. Circle your right arm forward. Up. This time you might like to add a bend of your back leg. Maybe tap your fingers to your toes. And then circling your hand all the way up. Forward, pointing the back toes. This time as you bring your elbow in, you might like to lift the back knee for a pointed toe, single-handed push-up. And again. Circle your hand forward, reach back, tap fingers to toes, and reaching up, forward, maybe a pointed toe, single-handed push-up, and curl. And the last time, lower the back knee, sweep your hand forward, up, back, maybe your foot has already come a little closer. Then as you take your right hand all the way up, forward, bring your hand to the inside of the front foot, tuck your left toes, and we're going to walk ourselves around to the left. Bend a little into your left leg, keeping your hips about, you're just bending down halfway, no further. Keeping your hips at this height, stand firmly onto the left leg, shift your weight across to the right. Making sure your toes and your knees point in the same direction. Stand firmly into the right leg, push across to the left. One more time, pushing across. Exhale into the pose. Inhaling across, back to the left leg, and this time as you exhale, land your butt onto the mat. Gonna get a little bit wild. Take your foot a little bit away from you, so the right, or your left foot steps half a leg distance away. You're gonna slide your right hand in line with the right hip, but slide it away. And from here, you're going to sink down, squeeze your butt, push up and back. So you're stretching both legs, balancing on the right arm, fall in triangle, and then you're going to lower your butt back down to the floor. Bringing your left foot in towards the right thigh. Twist to the back of your mat, placing your hands in your push-up position. And then you're going to turn around. High plank. Tucking the chin, roll back to down dog. And then from here, we're going to add on more. So the same leg, lifting both heels first, sinking into both knees, and then the right leg floats up. This time, bring your right knee to your nose and step your foot forward, in between the hands this time. Turning your left heel to the mat. Notice your right toes are pointing forward. Your right knee is on top of the right heel, and your right thigh is pointing forward. Your right thigh is in position, it doesn't move. Your left hip can be angled as much as you need it to be, and then squeezing into both buttocks, lifting up, open your arms, warrior two. And from here, bring your palms to touch. With this tiny upper spine bends first. So stretch your right hand straight down, left hand straight down, your right hand straight up, and let your shoulders follow your fingertips. This tiny little side bend. And then as you inhale, drawing the hands past each other, opposite sides. So the right fingers point straight down, the left hand points straight up. Let your shoulders follow your fingers. And then we'll add on deeper side bends. Bring your hands back to prayer. Now feed your left fingers towards the right knee, and your right fingers up past your ears, reaching back, legs haven't moved. And then sliding your hands past each other, inhaling back through center, and then feeding your right fingers towards the left foot, and the left hand up and away. From here, turning down, bring both hands to the inside of the front foot. Keep squeezing your butt. Come on to fingertips. Inhaling yourself out to 45 degrees, but keep your legs in this position. So the back heel is still on the mat. Your legs are basically staying in their warrior two position. Our arms are in the diagonal downward facing dog. Inhaling around to the next 45 degrees, so actually 90 degrees. Turning both feet, so you're now pointing to the back of the room. Both legs are straight, reach your hands away, so it's a wide-legged straddle and down dog. And then inhaling, continue to the next 45-degree angle. Your left toes turning out, the right toes turning in. Bend the left knee. You're in a warrior two, diagonal down dog. And then inhaling your hands to the inside of the front foot, lifting the back heel, and you're in a lunge. Very similar to how we started. Lifting your left heel, maybe stay here, keep squeezing your butt. Maybe lifting your right foot off the floor. Maybe you do half a push-up, and then press straight back, three-legged down dog. Bring your foot to the floor. And from down dog, lifting the heels, soften the knees, and rolling forward, high plank. And you can either lower all the way down to your bellies and do that Shalabhasana, the locust pose, our floor back bend, or bring your knees to the floor. Shuffle your hands out a little in front, pointing the toes, lifting the knees, and we send the hips forward, pulling forward for upward facing dog. So there's an arm balancing back bend. So you can either do the floor back bend or this arm balancing back bend. And then we'll all meet back in downward facing dog for the second side. The second side of our flow. Lifting the heels a little, soften the knees a little, and we float the left leg up this time. Bring the left knee to your shoulder. Step your left foot forward to the outside of your hand and lower the right knee. Point your right toes, and we start with our circle. So inhaling left arm forward, up, back. Just getting connected with the movement for the first round. Lifting your hand up, forward, making a fist with your hand and squeezing it in. Single-handed push-up. Inhale your hand forward, up, back. Maybe you lift the back toes, tap the foot, and then taking your hand up and forward. Maybe pointing the toes, lifting the back knee, and squeezing your fist, your elbow to belly. And again, circling forward, up, back, tap, and circle up, forward, curl it in, lifting the back knee, and then one more half round. Inhaling forward, up, back, tap, and forward. As we bring the hand down, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, we walk around to the right. Keep bending into the right leg. So it's our high side lunges, toes and knees point in the same direction, keeping your hips down low, standing firmly into the right foot to send the weight across to left. Standing firmly into left, send the weight across to the right. Inhaling across to the left, And inhale across to the right. As you exhale, sink your butt down. We step the right foot half a leg or maybe even more away. And we twist to the left. Slide your left hand out, but keep it in line with your hip. And you sink down a little. And then inhale, squeeze your bum, straightening both legs, reaching up and away, fallen triangle. And then landing your bum back down. As you twist towards the right, you bring your right foot in towards your left leg, turning to the back of the mat, planting your hands, flipping around, high plank. Down dog. So remember, it's the same leg. Lifting both heels a little, bending both knees a little, inhaling the left leg up, and then bring the knee to your nose. Stepping the foot between the hands and lowering your right heel to the floor. So left toes point forward, left knee on top of left heel, and the left thigh pointing straight forward. Squeezing into your buttocks, lifting up, warrior two. Go ahead. So we do our tiny little upper back side bends first, hands into prayer. And we slide the right fingers down, the left fingers all the way up, and we let the shoulders follow the fingers. And inhaling, the hands draw past each other. Exhaling, second side. We add on the deeper bends. So bring your hands back to your prayer. Feeding your back fingers forward and your front fingers back. Deeper side bend. Lean to the back leg. And then inhaling, your hands draw past each other. Left fingers towards the right toes and the right fingers up and away. And then turn yourself down. Hands come to the inside of the front foot. Legs still haven't moved. Coming onto fingertips if you're not there already. Inhaling out to the left. Or out to the right, 45 degrees. Keep anchored into your feet. Inhaling, straightening both legs. Turn your toes to the side. Hands out to the next 45 degrees, so your 90-degree wide-legged straddle. Inhaling to the next 45 degrees, turning your right toes to the right, your left toes turn in. Now walking your hands all the way to the inside of the front foot, lifting the back heel. Lifting the front heel. Maybe stay here, maybe take your foot off the mat. Maybe do a little push-up. And then you're going to press back to your three-legged down dog. Foot to floor. Anchor your feet, walking your hands back. Exhaling, curling. Soften the knees, back of the hands together, rolling up along the spine, rolling the wrists around each other. And at the very top, palms touch, lengthen up. The back of the hands touch, sink into your knees, wrists to the top of your head, elbows wide. And you stand into your feet, you push into the wrists, nice and tall, ribs in, hips forward. And then reaching up, palms touch, and we curl all the way down. Fingers to floor, head to knee. Eyes forward, heart forward, and walking forward. Downward facing dog. Lifting your heels up high, softening the knees, rolling forward. You might like to come through your upward facing dog, or you might like to come down to your bellies. Toes stretch back, hands stretch back. If you're in up dog, you flow back to down dog. If you're on your belly, lifting the shoulders and peeling the spine. And lowering down. Hands next to ribs. You'll all press up and back to down dog. So now we're going to come through our flow and we're going to continue the movement. So we'll do right side, then left side, and pause, and then right side and left side, and we'll move on to the floor. So doing as much or as little as feels appropriate for you. Lifting your heels a little, sinking your knees, and we'll get started. Right leg floats up. Right knee to shoulder, high plank. Step your foot to the outside of the hand. Back knee to the floor. Inhaling, right hand forward, up, back, maybe tap the toes. And then taking your hand up, forward, pointing the back toes, Squeeze elbow to belly, push the floor away. And then lower the back knee. One more circle up, back, tap the toes. And then as you lower the back foot, tucking those toes under, bringing your right hand to the floor. And we continue across to the side, bending into your left leg. Maybe you take it deeper, or maybe you stay up high. And then taking it across to the right leg. Again, stay up high or come down low. And then back to the left leg. Land your bum. Left foot comes away. Right hand stretches back. Inhaling up, fallen triangle. Straightening the legs, straightening your arms. And sending your bum back down. Bending your leg, pulling the foot in. Twisting to the left, hands plant. Flip around, down dog. Float your right leg up. Bring your right knee to your nose. We continue. And step the foot between your hands. Back heel to the floor. Anchor from the pelvis to the feet, squeezing your buttocks, lifting up, warrior two. So only doing a one side bend. That can either be the tiny little side bend if that feels better for your back, or follow me and doing the deep side bend. Left fingers stretch forward, right fingers reach back. Or inhaling, drawing the hands past each other and taking the side bend towards the bent leg. Curling down, hands to the inside of the front foot. Coming onto fingertips and inhaling out to 45-degree down dog, warrior two legs. Inhaling, both legs straight and turning your toes. Next 45 degrees at your 90-degree angle and stretch forward. Inhale into the next 45 degrees. So your left toes turn out, your right toes turn in. Warrior two legs, diagonal down dog arms. And then walking yourself to the inside of the front foot, the back heel lifts. The front heel lifts. Maybe the foot comes off the floor and you might do a half push-up and stretch back. Three-legged down dog. We're going to continue. So we come forward. Left knee to left shoulder. Step your left foot to the outside of the left hand and the right knee down. Inhaling forward, up, back, tap the toes. Inhaling up, forward, point the back toes, lift the back knee, squeeze your elbow in. Inhaling forward, up, back, tap the toes. And then inhaling forward, back toes tuck under, left hand to floor, and we walk around. Continuing down into the right leg. Keep your hips high or take it down as low as you like. And then across to the left leg. And back across to the right. Landing your butt on the floor. And as you twist towards the left, your right foot stands out to the side. Left hand away from the hip. And squeeze your butt. Reach up high, stretching your arms and legs. Squeezing your bum and landing your bum back down. Right foot comes in. Twist yourself around to the right. Plant your hands. Flip around. Down dog. Left leg floats up. Knee to nose. Step the foot between your hands and turn your right heel to the floor. Front knee stays bent and floating up to your warrior two. So only one side bend. Bring our hands to a prayer. You might do your little side bend, arms straight up and down, or deeper side bend, right fingers back, left fingers up and over. And sliding your hands past each other, taking the side bend to the right or to the bent leg. And then we're going to curl down, bring the hands to the inside of the left foot. Staying in your warrior two legs. Inhaling out to your diagonal down dog. Exhale here. Inhaling around the next 90 degrees, turning on your toes. And exhale, reaching forward. But your heels and hips stay in line. Inhaling around to the next 45 degrees, turning your toes. And exhale, reach. And then taking your hands to the inside of the front foot, lifting the back heel, lifting the front heel, maybe lifting the foot, maybe doing a little dip, and then pressing back. And foot to floor. And you can stay in downward facing dog. You might like to take a rest in your child's pose, or coming forward for flow. Maybe knees to the floor, maybe up dog, or come down to your bellies. Peeling the spine away from the floor. And lowering down. So I just did a cobra, that just came naturally. You might have done your Shalabhasana, this locust pose. You might have done upward facing dog. So sometimes when we get into the flow state, our body takes us places, and that's really, really good. That's why we practice flow. Keep your feet where they are, walk your hand back. Head to knee. Sink into the knees, back of the hands together, rounding up, rolling up. At the top, palms touch, lift up. Sink into the knees, back of the hands together, wrists to the head, elbows wide. Standing up into the wrist, standing up tall. Fingers reach up, and we turn and curl back down. Fingers to floor, head to knee. Eyes forward, heart forward. And like a panther, walking your hands forward. Good. So last round of our flow. Just trying to take one breath per movement. Standing firm into your hands and feet. Lifting your heels a little, sinking your knees a little. We float the right leg up. And then take the knee to your shoulder. Step the foot out to the outer hand. Back knee to the floor. And then pointing the back toes, inhaling up. Back tap the toes. Inhaling up. Forward, point the back toes. Push the floor away, pull your elbow in. And inhaling forward, up, back, tap. And as you bring your arm forward, hand to the inside of the front foot, tuck your back toes, and walk around, bending into the left leg. Stay up high or come down low. Inhaling across to the right leg. Exhaling into the pose. Inhale back to the left leg. And as you exhale, bum to the floor. Inhaling to twist to the right, right hand away, left foot away, and lift up. Squeezing your bum, lifting your hips high, and then land back down. Left foot comes in. We twist to the left, planting our hands, and twisting back, downward facing dog. We continue lifting heels, bending knees, right leg lifts up. Right knee to nose. Step the foot between your hands. Left heel to the floor, right knee bend. Inhaling up, warrior two. Side bend. Inhale, lean to the back. Inhale, lean to the front. Taking your hands down to the inside of the front foot. Keep your legs as they are. Stand firm into your feet. And inhaling out to your 45 degrees. And exhale, reach a little longer. Inhale, straighten your legs, turn on your feet. The next 45 degrees. And exhale. Inhaling around to the next 45 degrees, turning your toes. So down dog, diagonal, warrior two legs. And bring your hands to the inside of the front foot. Back heel lifts, front heel lifts. Now you might do the variation we've been doing, just lifting the foot and doing a push-up. You might hold, resting your hips on your elbows. Maybe the back foot comes off as well. And then you're going to press back, three-legged down dog. Remember, we're going to continue. So, the left knee to left shoulder. Step your foot to the outside of the hand, back knee to the floor, back toes point. Inhale up, back, tap. Inhale up, forward, point the back toes, lift the back knee, squeeze it all in. One more time, forward, up, back, tap. And up, forward,
Hands to the mat, back toes tucked, and we walk ourselves around, bending into the right leg. Taking as low as you go, staying as high as you need to. Inhale across to the left leg. Inhale back to the right leg. And as you exhale, sit your butt down. And as you twist to the left, your left hand slides away, your right foot steps out to the side. You sink down, squeeze in, push up. And then landing your butt back down. Inhaling, continue the twist around to the right, hands flat, and exhaling back to your down dog. We continue, left leg up, left knee to nose, and step the foot between your hands. Right heel to the floor, warrior two, lifting up. Taking our side bend towards the back leg. And inhaling our side bend towards the front leg. And taking our hands down to the inside of the front foot. Legs haven't moved. Inhaling around to 45 degrees. Exhale, diagonal down dog. Inhaling around, that's 90 degrees. The legs are straight. Exhaling, wide-legged down dog. Inhale into the last 45 degrees. Right toes turn out, left toes turn in, and exhaling, diagonal down dog. Now walking your hands to the inside of the front foot. The back heel lifts. The front heel lifts. Your foot might come off the floor. You might take a push-up, or you might hold the push-up. Wow. And then misjudging that one. And you rest the left hip on left elbow, the right thigh on right elbow. You lift the back leg. And then roll it back. Three-legged down dog. And the foot to the floor. And this time you might like to flow, and then go to down dog, and then go to child's pose. You might like to stay in down dog a little bit longer. Or maybe like me, you might just come straight to child's pose. Sit back onto your heels, and you can either take your knees wide, rest in between your legs, head on the floor, maybe arms out in front. You might like to keep your legs together. Take your arms back along your side, and let your shoulders be really heavy. In this position, notice how you're feeling. How are the physical sensations in your body? Are you feeling good? Are you enjoying what you're doing? Are you enjoying this time with yourself? And then you're going to take your hands out in front. Lift back up to all fours. And we're going to come down to our bellies. Landing on your bellies, forehead touches the mat. Stretch your arms back along your side, palms facing down. Stretching your toes back, pressing the tops of your feet into the floor. Squeezing your butt and pressing your pubis down into the mat. And lifting your shoulders away from the floor. Inhaling, peel your spine away from the mat. Our Shalabhasana, our floor back bend, and lowering back down to the mat. If your lower back feels okay on this next round, you might like to lift the legs as well. So as you peel the spine away from the floor, maybe lifting the legs, and lowering back down. And take your arms out to a T. Turn your right ear to the floor. And noticing when we take our arms out to a T, it's sometimes below the shoulders. So imagine you're taking them a little bit higher than your shoulders. And we're going to roll over onto the right side. So slide your left hand in a little, placing your left hand underneath the left shoulder. And then keep your right palm pressing down, roll over onto your right side. Keep a slight bend in your right arm. Breathing from your lower back to the side ribs to the top of your chest. Using the breath to help massage across the tight parts of your chest. I'm going to roll onto our bellies. I'm going to swap sides. So the left arm out to the side, a little bit higher than the shoulder, and then turn your left ear to the floor. Right hand underneath the right shoulder, and we roll onto the left. Slight bend in the left elbow so we don't hyperextend the joint. Ears in line with shoulders. And again, letting the breath massage the body from the inside. So breathing from your lower back to the side ribs to the front top of your chest. And then coming back to your belly. Take your arms back along your side, pointing the toes, hands, palms down flat. And you can either keep your legs on or off the floor. Keep the hands on the mat. We peel the shoulders away, lifting the spine. Maybe you lift your legs. Maybe you lift your arms off the floor. And maybe this time you can interlace your fingers. Again, trying to bend your elbows and instead use your shoulder blade muscles. And then release. Bring your hands once more underneath your forehead and let your head rest on your hands. Let your heels drop out to the side. Again, taking an opportunity to feel into the movement of the breath in the body. Now, we're going to do another back bend. You can do any of the variations we've already done. So that might be the Shalabhasana, the locust pose, with the legs on the floor, the hands on the mat, and just peeling the spine and shoulders away. You might like to add it on to the next level where you also lifted the legs off the floor. Or the one we just did when we interlaced our hands behind. And then a fourth option, coming right up. So forehead on the floor, hands back, palms down. This time, if you're doing the fourth variation with me, keep your head and shoulders down, hands down, lift your legs. Keep your legs lifted, your knees high, bending your knees. Then lift your head and shoulders. Keep your hands on the mat. Notice how your lower back feels. Now take your hands off the floor and maybe you can reach your ankles. But don't worry if you can't. If you can't, even just the act of trying is going to build strength into your muscles, will slowly help to open across your chest. If you can easily, without squirming and doing weird things to your spine, holding onto your ankles, then you might pull your ankles against your hands and the hands pull against your ankles. Try to lift yourself a little higher. And then gently release. Again, letting your heels flop out to the side. Resting your head on your hands. Breathing from your lower back to the side ribs to the top front of your chest. And then from here, we're going to come onto our elbows. Pointing our toes straight back. You can even keep your legs together for this one. Resting on your elbows, hands forward, and then just sink down into your shoulders. Really shrug your shoulders up to your ears, and begin to roll your shoulders back. Roll your shoulders down along the spine, and lifting away from the floor. And notice how you roll your shoulders down, you're lifting away from the floor. Now lift the ribs away from the mat. So we're in our Sphinx pose. And then from here, we're going to look to the left. We're going to take our left knee out to the side. And then we're going to sweep the right hand across. Roll onto the right shoulder and peel the left hand back. Flex your left foot. Bring your right hand onto the outer left knee. And gently pressing the left knee into the right hand. So it's like your knee is trying to push up. And there's just gentle, slight resistance from the hand onto the knee. Your bottom leg, your straight leg, is nice and strong. You're going to continue rolling onto your back.
If you come off your mat, that's okay. You can shuffle back onto your mat. You're going to hug the left knee into your chest. Holding onto your shin, inhaling head and shoulders off the floor. Squeeze yourself in tight. Maybe really wrap your arms around your legs. Hug your leg as you keep the right leg nice and strong and straight. And keep your head and shoulders lifted, if you can, and straighten your left leg towards the sky. Holding maybe onto the back of the thigh or maybe the back of the calf. Maybe you can hold onto the big toe. And then lower your head and shoulders back toward the floor. Making some ankle rotations with your left ankle. In one direction, really nice and slow, and then in the other direction. And then once more, giving yourself a big cuddle with that leg. And then you're going to slide the foot out. And from here, we're going to roll onto our bellies once more. So the second side, coming once more onto your elbows, Sphinx pose, sink into your shoulders. Shrug your shoulders up, back, down. Feel that press you, lift you away from the floor. Lift the ribs away from the floor, legs, buttocks, super strong. And then looking to the right, take your right knee out to the side, flex your right foot. Sweep your left hand across, rolling onto the left shoulder, and peel your right hand away. The right foot is flexed, placing left hand onto the outer right knee. You gently press the right knee up into the left hand. The straight leg, your left leg is nice and strong. We continue the roll onto the back, hugging your right knee into your chest. Holding on a little lower down onto the shin. Inhaling head to knee. Squeezing it in tight. Your bottom leg, your straight leg is super nice and strong, squeezing into your buttocks. And maybe you wrap your arms around your leg. And then keep your head and shoulders lifted, straighten your leg up towards the sky. You maybe hold onto the back of the thigh, maybe you're on the back of the calf, maybe you're holding your big toe. It doesn't matter, you're just holding onto your leg. And then lowering down. You do your best. Wherever you're able to hold on, you make circles with your ankle. Really slow, deliberate circles. Trying to feel each angle of that circle. So there's 360 degrees in an angle. Can you feel each one of those? Ironing out the creaks and cracks. And then bring your knee back into your chest. Giving yourself a hug and a cuddle once more. And then from here, we're going to, if you're off your mat, you're just going to shuffle yourself smoothly. Everything else has had a very thoughtful transition, but this one just brings us back onto our back. And from here, bending into your knees. Inhaling your arms out wide like a big circle. So your feet are hip distance. Circling your hands back. Hooking in your thumbs and trying to pull your thumbs apart. And let your thumbs go, circling your arms out wide. And again, inhaling your arms out in a big circle. Hooking your thumbs, maybe the other thumb comes on top and you pull your hands apart. And then release. And then bring the soles of your feet together, your knees out wide. And if you feel like this pulls quite significantly on the inner thighs, your groins, your adductor muscles, make two fists and wedge your fists in between your outer hips or your outer thighs. And just use them those wedges, to prop yourself up. Closing your eyes and letting the front of your body open. You're noticing if your shoulders are curling up. If that's the case, push the back of your head into the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then lie back onto the mat so you feel your collarbone stay nice and open. Broad, spacious, expansive space across the chest. And then we're going to slide, keep the feet pushing together. Slide your legs out long. And release your hands. And we're in our final posture of relaxation, Shavasana. Give yourself permission to relax. Let this be your best relaxation. Invite the relaxation into your body, making it feel welcome. And then give yourself to this moment of relaxation. Letting everything become heavier and heavier and heavier. Your muscles are melting. Your bones are sinking. The brain is dropping to the back of your skull. Your eyeballs into the sockets. Your breath softens. This is relaxation, the most important part of your practice. Experiencing the stillness of being. Allowing the opportunity for everything you have cultivated on the mat. Your strength, your flexibility, your courage, your humility, your passion, your determination. Letting it all infiltrate your body. Letting it permeate your cells. In this moment of relaxation, letting life and love fill you up from the inside. Then you can stay here as long as you like. When you're ready, allow the breath to deepen. Invite movement back into your body. Observe the movement already taking place. The breath and the heartbeat. The pulse of life and prana. And when you're ready, we roll onto the side, resting your head on your arm. This nurturing, nourishing fetal position. Allowing everything to equilibrate. And keeping your eyes closed for as long as you can. You guide yourself up to a seated position. Taking a moment to allow everything to settle down. Bring your palms to touch, resting your thumbs against your heart. And then we bow our heads towards our heart, thanking ourselves for doing our best. Namaste.